Hey viewers, and we are back with Love is Strange episode 2. The last I remember we left off was we decided to take Kate up to this very location that we know she would like, I'm sure. So let's continue. I decide to take Kate up to the roof of the dormitories. The view from up there is gorgeous, so I have no doubt in my mind that we'll be able to get some good shots. Technically, students aren't allowed on the roof, and the door leading up to it is locked at all times. Luckily, being the nosy student that I am, I know where the head of security keeps the keys. Usually Chloe's the one borrowing the keys when she and Rachel sneak up to the roof for a smoke. But I'm feeling a little adventurous today. Maybe it was just the anticipation of getting the photo for the contest. Or maybe it's a smile on Kate's face silently cheering me on. She has so much faith in me. I know she's worried about letting me down, but there's no way that would happen. I meant what I said to her in the diner. Kate is so talented, even if she doesn't see it yet, and deserves to feel good about herself. I really hope she likes where we're going. Outside it's overcast, and the outline of the sun is visible behind a thin cluster of clouds. The tops of pine trees surround us on all sides, the sound of them swaying in the wind, along with the happy songs of blue jays and sparrows, are the only noises we can hear. It's so peaceful, like a private world. Kate's eyes are wide as she takes in the view around us. Wow, Max, it's so pretty up here. I know. I love coming up here and just forgetting about the world for a little bit, you know? Kate exhales thoughtfully as she looks down at her shoes. I know that feeling. She sounds troubled, like she did back at the Two Whales. I hate to keep bothering her about it, but I can tell there's something eating her up inside. I'm just about to ask when she cuts me off. But I thought students weren't allowed to be up here. Her eyes go to the keyring sticking out of the pocket of my jeans. Oops. I try to think of a good excuse, but come up with nothing. I'm a terrible liar anyway. I look away from her, embarrassed at being caught. She seems to be amused by my reaction at least, crossing her arms with a shy smile. Are you supposed to have these keys, Max? No, but... Okay, she probably likes honesty, right? I feel we need to be honest and nice. I shrug my shoulders and manage to meet her eyes. Honestly, no, I probably should have asked, but the view from up here is so cool, and I want to make sure you got to see it. Yeah, I know this isn't canon, but I don't feel safe. Kate's eyes soften, and I can feel a blush rise to my cheeks. And the photo, of course. There's probably a great shot we can find up here. Sorry for making you an unwilling accomplice. I do feel bad. The last thing I want, and the last thing Kate needs, is to get her in trouble over something as dumb as a contest photo. Oddly, Kate doesn't seem too concerned. If you're trying to bring out my rebellious side, it's working. She grins slyly, and I can feel myself grinning too. Wait, you have a rebellious side? She looks away, suddenly shy. Well, only sometimes. Anyway, I trust you, Max. If you think it'll be fine, then I'm sure it will be. I walk over to the edge of the roof and see if there's anything that stands out on the ground below. The watchful eye of the Tobanga peers up at me, and beyond it I can see some wildlife that wouldn't be visible to the casual observer on the ground. Along with the usual crowd of squirrels, there is a small family of deer, 2 fawns and their mother, walking slowly among the trees. Aw, Kate, come check this out. She takes a step forward, then stops. I don't know, Max. We're really high up. Yeah, Max, stop this. I'm getting nervous. I give her an encouraging smile as I hold out my hand to her. Let me help. I won't let anything bad happen to you. I can't tell if she even heard my voice over the strong gust of wind that picks up around us, but she takes my hand anyway. Together, we walk to the edge of the roof and peer down over the ledge. Kate's gentle grip on my hand tightens just slightly, and I squeeze it reassuringly. When her eyes find the family of deer, she lets out a small noise of delight, and I steal a glance in her direction. She looks incredibly happy, better than she has all week. The wind's making her bun a little messy, causing a few locks of hair to fall on her face, but she barely notices. She looks so lovely, all traces of fear gone from her face as she watches the doe and her fawns on the ground. And suddenly, I'm aware of the dorky grin on my face from staring at her. But I'm just so happy that I can make Kate smile after the hard week she's had. She deserves it, after all. Someone throws a football directly into the brush where the deer were gathered, causing them to scatter in the blink of an eye. Thanks, asshole, I can't help but think, wondering which of Blackwell's brainless jocks is responsible this time. The noise also spooks some birds in a nearby tree, and they fly right over our heads, so close that we can hear the sound of their wings flapping. Kate stares after them as they cross the skyline, smiling dreamily. She looks back down to where the deer had been only a few moments ago, concern flooding her features. I hope they weren't too frightened. I'd hate for those cute little fawns to get separated from their mom. I squeeze her hand again, a natural instinct. Kate is so concerned for everything around her, even the ones she can't help. It's one of the many things that draws me to Kate, makes me want to protect her in any way I can. She looks down at our joined hands, and there's a pause. Without the birds and the deer, there's nothing to distract us from the fact that we're so close. Our eyes meet, and there's a funny feeling in my chest, but strangely enough, I don't mind it. Kate laughs shakily, letting go of my hand. I could swear I saw a hint of a blush on her cheeks, but it might just be my imagination. She backs away from the edge of the roof. Do you mind if I sit for a while? That was a bit of a rush for me. I nod immediately, sinking down next to her. Good, yes, sit down, please. Of course, sorry if I made you too nervous. Yeah, Max. She shakes her head. No, you made me feel really brave, actually. I don't feel that way very often. We sit in silence for a few moments, just listening to the sounds of nature around us. My thoughts are on the contest photo, but I'm not too concerned about it. There's tons of great shots to be seen from up here. Kate seems to be deep in thought about something else, though. After a while, she says something barely above a whisper. I'm actually jealous of them. Jealous? Of who? Does she mean... birds, right? Because she wants to fly away? Because she's basically like a little deer. I'm gonna say birds. You mean the birds? As if on cue, another blue jay zooms over our heads, making a beeline for the top of one of the many pine trees surrounding us. Birds are free. Birds are so free. They have the whole world in front of them. Yeah, birds can always escape. Kate's eyes light up and she nods. Exactly. You always understand, Max. I'm not sure I understand what Kate is talking about. Kate, what do you need to escape from? Her expression dims again and she looks out over the trees. Whatever's weighing on her mind must be pretty heavy. Kate takes a deep breath as another breeze blows past us, exhaling along with it. Does it really matter? I'm just so tired, Max. I can feel my heart wrench in my chest at the sadness in her voice. Duh, it matters. You matter, Kate. Please, trust me on this. Kate doesn't respond immediately, looking down at her hands. I'm trying, Max. It's just really hard right now. Why? People have been not so nice to me lately. Kids at Blackwell, I mean. What the hell? I want to interject, but Kate's not finished speaking. You know how I started a weekly Bible study group? Turns out that kind of stuff is not really popular with the cool kids here. I keep getting mean notes, taunts in the hallways. Sarah called me an awful nickname I'd rather not repeat. It's all so stressful. I just feel like I need to run away or something. My mind is already racing out questions, most of which concerning what kind of asshole you'd have to be cruel to Kate Marsh. That is so messed up. I'm sorry, Kate. It's not your fault. I should be stronger, like you. But I'm just not. I have to convince her otherwise. Oh, jeez. You are? You don't have to prove anything. Don't want to mess this up. Okay, if I say she is strong, I can't give an example, right? Because I don't really know. But if I say you don't have to prove anything, I'm kind of making her... cheer her on optimism. Kate, don't say that. You're one of the bravest people I know. You would have given up already if you weren't. She groans, frustrated. I want to believe that's true, but... I inch closer to her so that our shoulders touch. Listen, you believe me, right? She looks at me and nods, so I smile back in reassurance. Well, I'm telling you that you're doing a great job. You still hold those meetings every week despite getting crap for it. Yeah, good save, Max. Kate smiles at that, another small laugh escaping her. Nice save, Max. Her laughter, quiet but genuine, instantly makes the knot of anxiety in my stomach loosen somewhat. There's the Kate I know. They haven't beaten you yet. You're still smiling. She looks at our shoulders, then back at me. Thanks to you, too. I'm desperately fighting off a blush at that. I'm just glad I could help. You really did. Thank you, Max. She bumps my shoulder with her own softly, and I can tell she means it. A gust of wind, stronger this time, blows past us. It's getting kind of chilly. Maybe we should head back. She fixes me with a mock serious face. And you have some keys to return before they start a criminal record for you. Seeing Kate in good spirits again makes me grin uncontrollably. I give her a little salute. Yes, ma'am. Yay, nothing bad happened. I'm still reeling over what Kate told me yesterday. I could never have guessed she was getting in trouble from bullies. Who would be mean to Kate Marsh of all people? It makes me furious to think about, and kind of lousy at the same time. I'm supposed to be her friend, and I had no idea what was going on. I should have said something, asked her out for tea, or sent her a text at the least. Some friend you are, Max. This is the worst. But there's no use worrying about what I didn't do. It's not like I can rewind time and fix it. The important thing is to be here for Kate in the present, in whatever way she needs. The bus reaches its destination, jerking me out of my thoughts. Oh, this is cute. I have to stop by the boardwalk today. There's a lot of neat little shops down here. Handmade souvenirs, antique stores, gift shops. There's even a place that sells camera gear for the tourists looking to preserve their memories of our sleepy little town beach. The shop also sells hella cheap Polaroid film, which I need to take the contest photo. I asked Kate to come along, telling her that I wanted some company, though it's more for her sake than mine. She needs a day to relax, especially after I made her spill her guts to me yesterday. She seemed okay when I texted her last night, but I still want to see her in person to make sure. And her response to being asked to join me was so damn cute. I pull up my phone to let Kate know that I have arrived, glancing over at my last text received from her. Sounds wonderful. I'll see you around 9, and I promise I won't be late this time. XOXO with a smiley face. Yeah. Relief washes over me again, and I smile. I hope those emojis are legit. Too much sad Kate is not a good thing. I am about to type out a quick text, but there's no need. I can see Kate on a bench not too far from me, hands folded on her lap, staring out at the glittering ocean. I put my phone away again and I start to walk quickly in her direction, not wanting to keep her waiting. She sees me out the corner of her eye as I approach, smiling up at me. Max, there you are. Hey, Kate. Sorry if I kept you waiting long. I rubbed the back of my neck sheepishly, thinking about the 3 times I had hit the snooze button on my alarm this morning. Kate shrugs nonchalant. She's quiet today. I hope I didn't upset her too much yesterday, bringing up all her problems. I reach forward and tentatively squeeze her shoulder. How are you feeling? Her eyes don't leave my face, but she seems to perk up at my touch. Okay. I actually felt like playing my violin this morning. I haven't touched it in a week. I had noticed. Kate had stopped playing her violin in the mornings right around the time she started acting sad. I can't stop myself from smiling. That's so great. I must have slept right through it, but I'm sure it was nice, as always. She looks away, suddenly shy. Actually, I didn't get the chance. I was too, excited to be here. She looks back up at me, her eyes bright. With you. She says this in a gentle voice and it makes my heart melt. I pretend to be distracted by a seagull milling around behind us, her sweetness giving me a momentary loss of words. And of course, I can't even show up on time. You could have been playing your violin instead of waiting for my lazy bones. Yeah, Max, get it together. Kate, not even remotely peeved, just laughs and rises to her feet. It's fine, really. I can play later. Maybe you can even join me with your guitar. I nod immediately. Kate and I only played together once, but it's still one of my favorite memories with her. Definitely. We're long overdue for a jam session. I don't really know of any guitar-violin duets. Huh. Couldn't agree more. She looks so excited, I wonder if she's remembering it too. Kate looks over her shoulder at the shops ahead of us, then back at me. Shall we go? I nod, letting Kate lead the way. We stop by the camera shop first. Kate doesn't do a lot of browsing, hanging back to look at some cute lanyards while I pick out my film. Let me buy her a cute lanyard. I'll buy her one. After we exit, Kate and I wander for a little while. Kate remarks that she doesn't get out too much, so a lot of shops are new to her. If that's the case, I'm even happier that I invited her along. Even though the shops are pretty ordinary and shabby by most people's standards, Kate is really enjoying herself, eyes wide with interest. We come across a shop filled with stuffed animals, and Kate actually pulls my arm over to look at them with her. It's a shame that more people never get to see this side of Kate, the side where she banters and acts silly, just because they never got to know her. It makes me feel pretty special. Maybe that's just the effect Kate has on everyone. She's such a warm person after all. Or maybe there's more to it than that. Yes, more to me and Kate. A gentle tapping on my shoulder brings me back to reality. Kate stops us outside of a small, sweet-smelling stand surrounded by tables with big umbrellas attached. A small sign hangs on the front, advertising fresh tea and baked goods. It's been so long since we had one of our tea dates. I take in another whiff of the fragrant air coming from the stand, then look back over at Kate's. Way too long. Want to stop here for a bit? We order our drinks and sit down at one of the small tables outside. The boardwalk's not very busy today, so there's not a lot of people watching to do. Kate and I practically had the whole place to ourselves. Still feeling adventurous, I opt to order the house blend. The spices emanating from it are powerful. As I take a sip, my nose crinkles. I let out a groan of surprise, and Kate grins at me from across the table. Too nice to laugh at my misfortune, but I can see it on her face. That's really strong. How's your tea? It's good. I always get chamomile because I'm boring. She says this with a smile, but I know it's not self-deprecating. It helps with my anxiety, too. I nod, a little concerned. You have that a lot? Kate arches an eyebrow. Max, I'm attending one of the most notable art schools in the state. There's so much pressure with that, you know? Not to mention homework and my strict family checking in on me. Kate's bluntness makes me grin. We both felt the stress. Blackwell does have a reputation after all. Point taken. Maybe I should try drinking that stuff too. Also, I am an Earl Grey type of person. Just in case anyone wanted to know. Kate takes a sip of her own tea thoughtfully. There's other teas for stress too. Passion flower, lavender, peppermint's good too, but it's a little too sweet for me. I glance at the 3 empty packets of sugar surrounding my tea, then back up at Kate. I'm getting worse than Chloe these days. I don't think I have that problem. Kate actually giggles at that. No, I guess you wouldn't. You could try. She stops herself suddenly, looking down at her tea. After a pause, she notices my worried look and speaks again. Sorry. You must be bored of me talking by now. I feel like I've been rambling so much today. What? No. No, she's not rambling. Max, what is this? Say no, you're not rambling, or I love hearing you talk. Max, this is why I didn't connect with you in your own game. You don't think the things I think. Okay, I feel like I'm rambling. Should I say yes and hope that Max continues with, but I like hearing you ramble? Or just a little? Let's say Say yeah. Max, I'm counting on you. Please finish this correctly. I shrug, as if Kate could ever bore me. Maybe you have been, but so what? It's nice hearing you talk a lot again. Good, Max. Good save. Very proud. It doesn't annoy you? She says almost suspiciously, like someone who has used that word to hurt us. She says it almost suspiciously, like someone has used that word to hurt her before. I'd like to find that person and give them a piece of my mind. Never. I'll always listen to you. The misgiving leaves Kate's face entirely. I know, Max. People get surprised when I actually have things to say. I guess I just don't stand out that much. I know exactly how you feel, Kate. She seems surprised at this statement. You do? But your photos are amazing, Max. Everyone knows you for them. Why do you think everyone was so eager to have you submit one for the contest? You really do have a gift, Max. I shift a little uncomfortably. I know everyone thinks so, but I don't see it sometimes. That doesn't make it untrue. You're just insecure. I smile at her knowingly. Kind of like you, huh? She pauses, suddenly very interested in the napkin under her disposable teacup. Maybe. I'm serious, Kate. Your drawings are awesome. Just as good as my photos. I lean forward as if sharing a little inside joke with her. I still haven't erased that drawing you left on my room slate, just in case it's worth something one day. Kate had doodled a cute doe on my room slate a few days earlier, wearing a plaid shirt and a camera around its neck. An obvious caricature. Kate erupts into giggles at that. Okay, now you're being way too nice. I spent 2 minutes on that crap. Tops. Kate, you said crap. Ooh. I gasped dramatically, mock offended. How dare you, Kate Marsh? That doe was obviously adorable. Kate crosses her arms. Well, I did use you as inspiration, so you could be biased. Kate, please, that's not the only reason. I shut up and take a sip from my tea, a sudden heat rushing to my cheeks. For some reason, the implication that Kate may think I'm adorable is making me trip on my words. It better not be. I actually want to write children's books one day, and do the illustrations, of course. So, cute art is a must. I grin at the thought. That's perfect work for you, Kate. Kate beams back at me. I didn't have a lot of friends when I was younger, so I read a ton of picture books. They were a big comfort to me. I even kept some of them to read when I'm sad. Pretty childish, huh? No, it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. Nah, it's actually cute. My room back home is practically a museum of old kid stuff I've never thrown away. Plus, I still sleep with Captain, my stuffed bear. Kate laughs softly. That makes me feel better. I actually don't have any stuffed animals. Alice is enough for me. We kept talking until the remnants of our tea had long gone cold. I hadn't even realized that it was nearly 3 in the afternoon. As we're walking away from the small tea shop, I catch Kate smiling at me. Thanks for always listening to me, Max. You know you don't have to thank me for that. Her fingers graze across my arm gently, getting my attention. I just feel like I can talk to you about anything. Not everyone cares about what the quiet Christian girl has to say, but you genuinely do, so thanks. Before I can respond, a voice in the distance distracts us. Someone is trying to get our attention, specifically Kate's. Oh, it's Stella. We haven't talked to her in forever. She looks at me questioningly. Do you care if I pop over and say hi? Ugh. No, go. I practically push her in Stella's direction. Go have friends. You don't need my permission, jeez. I say it with a smile, happy that she feels like socializing again. Okay, I'll be right back. I wave at her as she goes over to Stella. Stella was one of the only people to attend Kate's Bible groups. I'm glad Kate's reaching out to her friends again. They look caught up in their own conversation, so I look around for something to keep me occupied. There's a small gift shop immediately to my left. Yes, buy her a present. Do it. Let's buy her a present. Yes, maybe I should get something for Kate. She has had a shitty week after all. Well, okay, so she doesn't like cinnamon tea, because that's probably... I like cinnamon tea, actually, too. But that's kind of spicy and kind of too, not sweet. She likes picture books, and Alice is her rabbit. She doesn't have any stuffed animals. But I think that's more of Kate or Max's thing with stuffed animals. So let's get her a picture book. Because that's a cute dinosaur. Yes, picture book. I managed to fit the gift perfectly in my bag, and just in time, Kate's weaving me over to where Stella was a moment ago. With a spring in my step, I run over to join her. More than half a day passed when Kate and I arrived back at school, but I barely noticed it. I forgot how much I loved hanging out with Kate, and her tea dates, of course. I think she enjoyed herself too. I've seen her smile more today than she has all week. She seems lighter, like there's less on her mind. I hope whoever was bullying her decided to back off. She mentioned someone had written something mean on her room slate. I checked it this morning while I was on my way to find out what that was, and it was still wiped clean, thank God. It better stay that way. It's kind of chilly now, a steady breeze filling in the comfortable silence between me and Kate as we walk. She stops me when we reach the steps, putting her hand on my arm gently. Thanks for letting me tag along again, Max. She's swaying back and forth on her feet, her cheeks still rosy from our hot drinks hours ago. Always a pleasure. I pause, rubbing the back of my neck nervously. And, sorry I've been such a space case lately. I still can't help but feeling a little guilty about not knowing that Kate was struggling. When you were staying in your room all the time, I thought something was up, but I just didn't say anything. I feel bad. Kate shakes her head almost immediately. Please don't, Max. It's not your job to check up on me all the time. I guess not. I trail off, still unsure. I just hated seeing Kate so sad. Hearing her talk about how hopeless and tired she felt was kind of scary. I don't want her to feel alone. I need to help myself too, like you were telling me yesterday. Besides, I feel pretty good today, so don't worry about me. Kate moves forward and grabs both my hands, squeezing them gently. If anything, you can stress about the photo tomorrow. Not that you have any reason to. I grin, looking from our hands to Kate's face. What makes you so sure? Kate shrugs. I've never seen a picture of yours that wasn't pretty. Even my selfies? Say especially. Say especially your selfies. After a beat, Kate smiles and nods. Yes! Especially your selfies. The air around us suddenly feels warmer, and I look down at my bag for a distraction. Do you need to? Come on. This is a sure thing. Come on, guys. I open my bag to inspect its contents. There's a film, my phone, my camera, and Kate's gift, still wrapped in a plastic gift bag. I can't believe I almost forgot to give it to her. My brain is really fried lately. I look up at her slyly. Are you sure you're feeling alright today? She looks at me questioningly. I think so. Why? Well, I know you've had a hard week, so I may have gotten you something while we were out today, just in case you're still feeling sad. Surprise dawns on Kate's face, and she actually gasps a little, one hand moving to her mouth. You did not have to do that, Max. I'm fine, really. For a second I worry that I offended her somehow, but the small smile I can see under her hand tells me otherwise. But I wanted to. I stick my hand in a bag to grasp the gift, and smile back at Kate. Now, hold out your hands and don't peek. She obliges with a small giggle, obediently holding out a hand as her eyes gently flutter closed. I put the book in Kate's hand and watch as she carefully takes it out of the blue plastic. Her eyes widen as she looks at the cover, turning it over to look at the back design as well. Admittedly, I hadn't looked at it too closely, but the cover sported a tiny cartoon cat. But it was not a cat, it was a dinosaur. It was a dinosaur, right? It was a dinosaur. I got you a dinosaur. The cover sported a tiny cartoon dinosaur holding a balloon. It looked adorable, just like Kate's art. The art reminded me of your drawing, so hopefully you'll like it too. Plus, I know these cheer you up, so I figured you can't have too many. You're already a huge help with that. Kate says it softly, maybe just herself. Her eyes are still busy at the pages she's flipping through, her grin broadening as she does. Finally, she closes it and looks back up at me. Bless your soul, Max. This is adorable. She hugs the book against her chest, and the smile she gives me is almost angelic. Is absolutely angelic. I love it. I can tell she's sincere as always. I can't stop my own grin from spreading across my face. Glad to hear it. Just then the clouds, which had been blocking the sun for most of the afternoon, moved away from each other so that we could see the colors of the dusky sky. Kate smiles despite having to shield her eyes a little as she looks at the strong glow of the sun. It's going to set soon. I probably could get some good shots. I wonder what Kate would say if I asked her to watch it with me. While I took the pictures, of course. Would that be too weird? We are just friends after all. Ask her. Looks like the clouds are finally clearing. Still a little chilly, though. Maybe we should head back inside. Kate pulls out her phone and checks the time, her eyes widening in surprise. Wow, I guess it is a bit late. Time flies when you're having fun. She nods eagerly with a laugh, and the way light hits her face makes her look radiant. It certainly does, but now it's back to the real world. Her words remind me about what I want to ask her. I want to make sure that nobody's been giving her more grief. I reach out and touch Kate's shoulder gently. Maybe not just yet. I wanted to talk to you about something. About, the people who've been bullying you? She shrugs, like she's not used to people asking after her. I hope that's not the case. Well, okay. You want to sit down somewhere? I nod, letting Kate lead the way. A thought occurs to me as I look to the horizon. You know, it's gonna be a really pretty sunset. We should stay outside long enough to watch it. Kate smiles knowingly back at me. Itching to test out your new film? And to watch it with my best friends. What do you say? Kate seems to glow with pride at my words and nods. We sit on one of the benches outside the dorms, getting a good view of the sun dipping behind the trees. Another breeze shifts past us, and Kate rubs her shoulders. Oh, it's getting chilly now. Yeah, I'm offering her a hoodie. Duh. I shrug the hoodie off my shoulders and offer it to Kate, who looks at me with surprise. Here you go. Are you sure you're not... No, wear my hoodie, Kate. Wear it. Nah, it's fine. I live in Seattle, remember? I'm used to the cold. She puts it on. It almost fit her, but the arms are a little too long, so she pulls them over her hands. It's pretty adorable. It's dang adorable. She turns back to me and smiles gratefully. You're so sweet, Max. Thank you. I'm not sure if the goosebumps that go up my bare arms are entirely from the cold. So, what's on your mind? I shift a little, thinking on my words. I don't want to bring up any bad memories for Kate, especially after she had such a nice time today. I just want to make sure that you're okay, after what you told me. I hope I didn't come off as too bossy. I didn't mean to tell you how to run your life. I just don't want to see you get hurt anymore. After a pause, Kate making sure I finished, she replies, "That's really sweet of you, Max, but you don't have to apologize. I needed to hear what you said." She's not looking at me, playing with a loose thread on her shirt. "This might surprise you, but I'm not as delicate as everyone thinks I am. Or at least I try not to be. I just forget sometimes, you know? When everyone sees you as this shy, scared little Christian girl, it's kind of hard to break away from that. Nobody understands that there's more to me." She looks back up at me a little anxiously. "Do you even?" She seems so... Yes. Oh no, don't be sad. She seems so troubled. I want to grab her hand and apologize, tell her I'm sorry for bringing it up again. "Yeah, Max, stop." But it's too late now. "Kate, you know I understand. What brought this on?" "You've been so nice to me, and I'm so happy you picked me to help you with the contest. But I don't want you to feel like you have to just because you feel bad for me." She looks away again, focusing on the rings on her finger instead of me. "I know I get sad sometimes, and it's not always easy for me to make friends. That's why I want to make sure the friendships that I do make are genuine. Do you understand, Max? I don't want anyone's pity." Okay, I understand. Not gonna say don't say that. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. Plus. I'm your friend plus. I can't stop myself from interjecting. Kate's completely right about herself. There's more to her than what's on the surface, and I don't want her to think I'm one of those people who think otherwise. I am your friend, Kate. And not just when you're sad. I love hanging out with you all the time. And what I said yesterday, I meant that too. I wouldn't have told you to be strong if I didn't think you had it in you. I did say that, right? Yeah, I think. I don't remember what I said. I forgot already. She doesn't look up at her hand, so I put mine over it gently. She doesn't pull away, but the unexpected warmth makes her flinch. After a moment, she turns to look at me, breaking into a smile. "I believe you. Just try not to worry so much, okay? I don't need to be protected all the time. Just knowing that I can come to you when I need it is enough for me." I realize I haven't been giving her enough credit. Kate looks so sure of herself right now, completely the opposite of yesterday. Could it really be that easy for her attitude to turn around, just like flipping a switch? I'm not sure. But I trust Kate, and hearing how steady she sounds takes a huge weight off my shoulders. Just don't be afraid to ask when you need help. I can always take a hint. This makes her giggle a little, breaking the serious air completely. "I know." "Hey, that's the part where you're supposed to disagree." We're both laughing now. "Shouldn't you be taking pictures right now? You're gonna miss your shot." Kate innocently gestures toward the setting sun. She's right. I shake my head at her before grabbing my camera out of my bag. "Looks like you're off the hook. For now." The sun glares against the trees, making them look black and daunting. The tips of the leaves of the branches light up, giving them a fiery glow. This is my favorite time to take nature shots. The sunset makes the entire world light up. I catch Kate watching me while I take the photos, a small smile on her face. I aim the camera in her direction, and she immediately ducks, suddenly shy. "Come on, no! Don't waste your film on me." "Kate, a picture of you would not be a waste." I lower the camera from my face to meet her eyes. I am the professional here. I know my stuff. Kate rolls her eyes good-naturedly. "Later, okay? Just focus on your sunset for now." "Kate, you are my sunset." "Come on, Max. Say it. Say it." I'm a little disappointed, but I turn my camera back to the direction of the trees. Now Kate's watching it too, smiling and bunching the hoodie I gave her around her shoulders as another gust of wind blows. She seems to be happy I offered at least. Satisfied with my work, I put my camera away and Kate rises from the bench. "I should get going now. Talk to you later?" I nod, smiling. "Sure, I'll text you. And I'll let you know what time to meet up and take the photo tomorrow." She nods in understanding. "Don't get caught stealing the keys." "Don't worry, I actually got permission now. This photo is now 100% legal." She laughs softly. How upstanding of you. She smiles. She gives a small wave before heading back inside. I'm glad Kate seems excited for tomorrow. I know we're going to take a great photo together. Okay, that was long. So we're going to stop here. This has been a very long recording, and I was planning to keep this only like 20 something minutes to like half an hour tops. So next episode, we should definitely be taking the photo. I hope I'm doing everything right. I have absolutely no clue. I am not using a walkthrough in this. So, I mean, I feel like I'm doing things right. Yeah. I gave her my hoodie. That's clear as sign says, hey, I like you, right? So, that's it for me for this episode. I will see you guys all next week. Bye!